Hello, everybody. Guess what? We're on location for 23 Journeys, a network for creatives. I am your host, Tato Datson, with my lovely wife,
Hey,
Naomi.
everybody.
You know her, you love her. Bam! She's right there, guys. So today's a special episode. We are actually on location for an event. It's called Art Meets Business in Wilmington, Delaware. It's part of the Wilmington International Film Festival. This is first time they're doing this event. So the Arts Meets Business is basically a networking or social gathering where we have creative professionals, business professionals all coming together. I mean, network, get to know each other, and really talk about film and entertainment and everything together. So we thought it was a great opportunity that they invited us to come out. We set up basically our whole little podcast. So we're going to have a couple of different people on here as guests. We're going to have Gordon Delgorino. He's the one running the film festival. We have some sponsors that want to speak. And then we're going to be interviewing just, other creatives who are in the industry, whether filmmakers, actors, you name it. And I'm excited.
Yeah, and then they're going to go down later and see some of their actual films and all be played here. So it's pretty cool. They're coming to see their own films and all later as well.
Yeah. So that's going on all this week. So actually the films, I think they might watch a film or two today, but mostly today's a lot of a panel discussion and everything. But later on throughout the whole week, they're going to be watching their films and everything. So, but any of you guys watching or listening to us, this is a pre-recorded, so it's not live, but it is. You get a chance to experience it all with us here today. All right, everyone. Here's our first guest, Mr. Gordon Delgorino. How you doing, Gordon?
I'm great. I'm worried about my hair right now with these things on because I never comb my hair. I always wear a baseball cap, so I'm very, very insecure about my hair right now. But you think it'll work out all right?
You look fabulous.
Good.
All right, let it rip then.
So Gordon, he is actually the one who actually put this whole thing together. So he's the mastermind behind everything, the film festival and also Arts Meets Business. Gordon, for our listeners, can you kind of explain a little bit your vision, how everything came about,
Right. Well, the first thing I did was I thought, Wilmington needs an international film festival. I mean, we've never had it before. We've had film festivals before. And I always think that when you say independent film, they go, oh, that's that cute little independent people, So I said, well, we're going to be international. We're going to be serious. And so I started securing some venues, and I got Theater N and 1313 screening room at 1313, and the Delaware Contemporary. And I started booking films over the winter. And then I started screaming into my pillow every morning about 3 a.m. like, what have I done?
Well, what have I gotten into?
And so, and then, when the tears were wiped away and then I put myself together, I got myself up, I just kept going and bringing, and the Art Means Business came about, and I'll talk about it a little bit, when a bank basically said, this is a luxury item. We don't have any budget for this, because I was not promised, but I was told by a lawyer I know that said, I can get you half your budget probably. And I'm like, oh, that's good. And then of course they looked at it as a luxury item. And I said, no. And I got really irritated. And I said, I'm going to have something called Art Means Business. And I'm going to get 100 business people, art-minded business people, business-minded artists, politicians, corporate, nonprofit, and I'm going to put them all in one room for the night, and I'm going to let them have at it. And it's going to be about, you're not, moaning about that we're not getting federal money to the arts programs. It's about what can we do as a state and as a community to create revenue and sustainable income or, through art. And that's just not pictures on the wall. Some people think it's like pictures. There's all kinds of forms of art, and it brings revenue, including this film festival, which is already bringing revenue tonight. This bar is making money. The vendors are making money. There's parking lots making money. I'm not making any money, but but I will.
Yeah.
In due time. So that's kind of I don't know if that gives you kind of an idea, but that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, I mean, I think that really gives everybody an idea, like where it all came from. You got the backstory, what's the future looking like, and such. I mean, a lot people don't understand how important the arts is when it comes to just society and community and whatnot, because arts is what kind of breathes life into a town. Whether you have, we've had on our show, we had a girl who did murals. And she's does them in the city of Philadelphia and such. And it's like you just go by these businesses, whether it's like there's like a Temple University, and it just makes everything feel more alive.
Brings the community together when you're, especially in networking, you're bringing everybody together from all different walks of life here and all. So what do you think you're most excited about for the next couple days here?
I'm most excited about the international people coming in. I mean, when I had a couple female German filmmakers, think about that, coming into America and excited for the week. Said, we're going to be in Wilmington for the week. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to get people out to see your film. No filmmaker was coming in, 3 people in the room. So it really motivated me to start talking to some German communities here and saying, what can we do to kind of welcome them? And I love throwing parties. My wife, not so much, but, I've ruined a few carpets in the house, but I just like, greeting people. I like when people get together, and this is what this is all about. So we have Max Filippini coming from Italy for the Alberto Sordi film that we're having. I've got people from DC and New York, filmmakers, Ohio, Jersey, a lot of the United States coming. We're just scratching the surface on this. So I'm most excited about, the international guests and people coming out here and saying, wow, my world has just opened up a little bit. I can get off my phone. I can get off my couch. I tell people the 68 riots are over, people. You can come out of your homes. The Wilmington riots are over. It's okay. So that's where we are.
Awesome. I mean, did you have any other questions for Gordon today, Naomi?
No, I'm just looking forward to everything in the event. I mean, there's already a lot of people here as it is, and it's just getting started.
Yeah. So thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you for joining us, Gordon. Great to have you. And
thank you.
We'll catch you
Does
later.
my hair look all right?
Still looks great.
I'm very, very worried.
You look great.
I'm not
man.
vain, though. I don't think.
See you, Gordon.
All right.
All right, cool. So we now have a new guest, Maximillian.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
How are you?
So I'm fantastic, Max. I mean, happy to have you here at Arts Meets Business. So Max was telling us, everyone, for all who's watching, he's a filmmaker. He has a film, part of this film festival that's going on. Can you tell us a little bit about your background and the film?
Happy to. So yes, my name is Max, and I have a film playing on Friday at 8 p.m. At Theater N. And the film is titled 4 Clones Alone. It is a feature film. It is my first ever feature film, but I've written 13 short films before this. And so it is about 4 brothers who are trapped in the same apartment and they can't leave. It's very similar to COVID lockdown, but it's a lot stricter. Like, we're talking, if they leave their house, they will be arrested, heavily fined, and possibly jailed. So lots of fun. And then, of course, the sci-fi twist is they're all clones of one guy, and they're all played by yours truly. So there you go. 4 clones alone.
Do you know who the actual real one is in there, or not until like maybe the end?
I am so glad you asked that, Naomi, because that is actually the central conflict of the film. None of them know who the original was. The premise is there was one 18-year-old kid who was taken care of by his strong single mother, Marianne. The kid's name is Jason, and on the night of his 18th birthday, he hears a mysterious sound. He goes out into this woods formation thing that is very close to his house, and he encounters a glowing orb, and it explodes in his face and creates 3 copies of him. And so none of them know who the original was, but they all feel like the original because they all have the same
memories. Oh, snap.
Oh, wow.
That's
So it's like
actually
a family dramedy sort of thing with some sci-fi mixed in there. So
that sounds pretty cool.
So cool.
Yeah. How long is it?
It's about 82 minutes. Yeah. And I just recently finished it. We're talking like last month it was finished. So
So
yeah.
how long did it take you to create the whole thing?
So we began pre-production in on January 1st, actually, of 2023. And so it has taken us about 2.5 years to write, shoot, and edit the entire thing. Most of it was editing, though, as you can imagine.
Yeah, the editing graveyard is what we like to call it.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was very interesting because, I'm sure that other filmmakers have like a similar experience, but for me, there was sort of this lull where, I was working on it a little bit and then I worked on it like not at all for like 6 months and I was like, okay, back into it. And then I just kind of started hammering out the visual effects, and I really thought that that would actually be the hardest part. And don't get me wrong, it was very difficult. However, it was probably the most fruitful endeavor of the entire thing. So, yeah.
So cool. And then I guess for some of the tag so what did you shoot on? Film, digital, red, like what will you?
So we shot on a Sony RX2 Mark II. Yeah, RX10 Mark II, I believe. And so it was all digital, and we shot on, I believe it was like S-Log 2 or something.
That's not
Yep.
very cool. Cool.
24 FPS, all the standard.
Well, for all the techie people, you know,
Yeah,
they'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, what do you shoot on? You know,
There you go.
we'll see it in the comments. But no, that's fantastic, man. And then I guess, and then you being a part of the film festival, is this your first film festival you ever done, or have you ever done any other ones?
Oh, I've been around the block multiple times with my short films, but this is really the first one where so we did a test screening of this film back in June, and this is sort of what would be considered our second test screening. We're kind of still testing the waters, making sure the demographic lines up, with audiences and stuff like that. But we're looking to have our official world premiere very, very soon. Hopefully, we're starting to submit to other festivals as we speak. So yeah.
Well, congratulations on all that.
Thank
And
you.
Now, one question. We talk a lot about networking and all on our podcast. So how would you feel networking has played a part in getting your films seen and out there?
Ooh, okay. So I actually said this on another podcast very recently, but this is where it actually comes in handy to be part of a quote unquote small town, or I should say a small state in this case, because Delaware is like one of the smallest states. It only has 3 counties. Rhode Island's the smallest state, but it has 5 counties, if you can believe it. So, but if you are from a small area and you're not from like anywhere near like New York or LA or Georgia or any of those, right? It actually is beneficial because chances are in small towns, everybody knows everybody, right? So if you're like one of the only 3 filmmakers in your town, chances are you're probably collaborating with the other 2 first and foremost. And the other part is, chances are you're probably going to know a good chunk of people that live in the town that you're in. And so that actually helps with networking, because you can just kind of go up to your family, your friends, and then acquaintances, people you kind of know, and then people of people that you know. And you could be like, hey, listen, I'm a filmmaker. I'm having I'm having this screening right here locally in my town. If you want to be part of it, please, come by and all that stuff. So that's exactly what I did with my film is, I just said, hey, listen, you've known me for X amount of years. We're having this test screening, and I would love to have you come by and fill out this like little survey that basically tells us what you think is working and not working about the film. And then we can kind of splice it together with your notes. So it kind of gives them a little bit of the filmmaking process. Like they get to be involved with the last step, basically. And so that's sort of how I've used networking to build not just my community, but also my film as a whole, is letting people that I know and have known for a while be part of the process. So
That's awesome. Right on the money. That's right on the theme of what we talk about. I mean, Max, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
absolutely. Thank
Share
you for
about
having
your
me.
film. Let everybody know again the title of your film again.
Totally. It's 4 Clones Alone. It's playing at Theater N on Friday, October 10th at 8 p.m. Don't miss it.
All right. And then if you do miss it, I mean, definitely check him out. Where can people find you? Is there a website or anything?
Yes. So there's a website. It's 4clonesalone.com is the website for the film. And then I'm on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me, Max Remmler, M-A-X, and then R-E-M-M-L-E-R. And then I'm also on Instagram at FilmGuyMax. That's me.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Man. Thank you so much.
much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Awesome. All right, guys, we're back again. We have a new guest, Charlene Davis, filmmaker extraordinaire. How are you?
I'm good. It's an exciting event this weekend here in Wilmington.
Yeah. So Charlene, she's a filmmaker, and we actually have she has a flyer for her film called Relative Control. Is one of the official selection films for this film festival.
Yes, it is. It's selected for this film festival. It's also been in Sedona Film Festival and the Rehoboth Beach Film Festival. It was filmed primarily in Delaware. Uh, I am a retired Delaware lawyer. I wrote the script. I produced the film, and it stars Terry Polo, who is renowned for the Meet the Parents trilogy, Meet the Fockers. She was Ben Stiller's fiance and wife in all of those films. She's originally from Dover, Delaware. Um, but and they're doing a sequel to that. So she'll be having something coming out next November. So it's an exciting project for us when we did it here. And we had incredibly generous people providing us with locations and with extras and just a really hospitable environment in which to make the film.
Awesome. And so our podcast, 23 Journeys, a network for creators, our whole theme is we talk about networking and building relationships as creative professionals. How do you feel networking benefited for getting this film done?
Well, as I said, I practiced law in Delaware for 30 some years. And in the course of practicing law here and living here, I obviously had a large network of people who knew me, some who liked me. And I drew on that network in terms of making the film because we needed a lot of support services and locations, as I mentioned. And we were able, because it was a moderate low budget film, we were able to get most of our locations for virtually nothing in terms of cost. So I drew on the network from my legal practice and the community, but I also actually met Gordon in advance of Gordon Delgorino, who has organized this film festival, in advance of when we started production on the film. And he worked with me as my locations manager and in many other capacities, and also assisted with the networking and getting crew and people to help with the actual filming of the story. So, yeah.
That's cool too, because it shows that even though you were technically in a different industry with being a lawyer and all that, you were still able to create that network and then use that network for your future endeavors of now being a filmmaker and all.
Yeah. And when I was finishing up my practice, before I retired from the practice of law to, in part, make this film, I went to the University of the Arts in Philadelphia and took an evening course in screenwriting. And I took it for like 5 years or 6 years. And the same instructor, same course over and over, but it kept me working on the project. And he's very connected in the Philadelphia film community. And he put me in touch with the director whose name is Daphne Yakim. She did a wonderful job. She had years of doing documentaries, but had never done a narrative feature like Relative Control. But she was just wonderful. And he also put me in touch with other people who, again, networking, were able to assist us with the crew work that had to be done. Yeah.
Awesome. Man, that's awesome. I mean, it shows so much that networking is all like, I mean, building relationships, and it can expand from you're a lawyer, now a filmmaker, and they're able to cross into to do two different fields.
Yeah, in fact, my law firm, the storyline is something that is inspired a little bit by events in my own life, which were to be in a position where I was juggling a really, really demanding legal practice and my elderly parents and their needs. And it's a dramedy. It's funny. It's sad. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry, hopefully.
Gives you all the feels.
And but my law firm, as part of my retirement package, offered me the firm's offices to shoot in. So that kind of crossover from my legal practice. I mean, it was really a tangible crossover because I was able to. We were shot there for like 4 days, I think, in the public areas of the offices. Yeah.
That's great. And I'd always, you having a legal background probably put a lot more realism in the script. I've always seen that whenever you write courtroom scenes, they have to have very special type of writers who understand the legal, everything that goes into like a whole court case. So you having that probably just made anyone who watches the film will be like, oh, well, that's how it really
I
happened.
hope so.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't get it wrong.
Like she was 30 years ago.
She represented me.
Well, you told me we show right here on the back, so people can find your film on Comcast, AT&T Spectrum, DirecTV, FiOS. I mean, all over Fandango, YouTube. So they can find it all over there. Well, how can people get in contact with you? Like, how can they learn more about you?
Well, they can. We have a Facebook page for Relative Control, the name of the film, and we try to be active on that. And same with me. I have a Facebook page, Charlene Davis. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me, I think. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, Charlene Davis, thank you so much for telling us about your film. I look forward to checking it out, and hopefully I can pick up on I won't be able to pick it up.
Anyway, it's going to be on Saturday, 3:00 at the screening room. AARP selected it in August for their Movies for Grown-Ups showing, and it was shown on closed circuit TV access for anyone who signed up, and it was shown to 5,500 people who signed up to see it, and the reviews were overwhelmingly positive, and that was a very exciting event, and hopefully we're hoping that ultimately we'll be able to sell it to a subscription service.
Nice. That is awesome. Well, Delaware native Charlene Davis, thank you so much for your time.
Okay,
And
thank you.
thanks.
Oh,
Thank you. And congratulations.
thanks.
All right, everyone. This one is very special to me. So I am a Wilmington University graduate, graduated in 2009, and I'm here with Tim Day and Denise Wells. They basically, you guys help sponsor, and there was also a film contest that was going on that you guys were helping for young filmmakers to really get an opportunity to get their stuff showcased and such. And we're happy to have you here. It's just so funny. Before talking, we're just like, oh yeah, we know this person, that person, and this person.
Small world.
Yeah, small
Um,
Delaware world, and even smaller in the film circle.
Right?
It just got smaller,
Yeah.
right?
So our podcast is 23 Journeys, a network for creatives. So it's all about networking and building those relationships. So just like how we said, like, hey, I know that guy. Hey, I know this person.
Yep.
Like that, like this just shows that connection. It shows familiarity and it builds camaraderie. But like, I can talk all day. I would love you to kind of tell people a little bit about, Wilm U and the program thing that you got going on for like the basically helping the young filmmakers.
Yeah, so I am Tim Day. I'm the Associate Dean of the College of Business and Technology. We just combined our colleges because, as you've experienced with freelance and art and business and tech, it all kind of runs together, right? So exciting part of the last 7-8 months or so, we got word from Dr. Harmon, our president, that we were going to sponsor and basically work side and side with the Wilmington International Film Festival and collaborate and put together the student film competition for all high school students. And we were giving away a full scholarship to Wilmington University
Oh, that is
to the winner.
awesome.
That's incredible.
Yes.
It's a great opportunity. I think, again, as Tim's sharing, that's kind of the heart of Wilmington University in terms of really looking for those genuine opportunities, maybe students who might not have had this pathway to be able to blend their world of creativity and consider it as a continuation of their journey into academics. So just the ability to be able to support them in that capacity, we're just so fortunate to be a part of it.
That's pretty cool too, because we had somebody on a podcast before. They had talked about how they didn't know certain avenues were available to them for career-wise. So like they knew what they loved to do. They knew they loved creating art and photography, videography, whatever the case may be, but they didn't know they could turn that into a real job. So like opportunities like this with scholarships and all to come to the university, it can make a huge difference to people that never even thought they could continue with that
Exactly.
avenue.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I had a very similar path where I was studying film at my undergrad. I had met my wife at the time, and she's like, "What are you going to do with this whole film thing?" Right? So it's a valid question. Her parents also had the same question. And I said, "No, I've really been good at this ever since I was a kid. I'm going to go on to do my master's." And so I started TAing, right? And I went, "Wow, I really like this teaching thing," and I just kept doing it. And then when I was doing my master's, I got hired at Wilmington, and I found that's an outlet for my film production, is I've always liked to teach. So very different avenue. You know, I always talk with the people at freelance. I still freelance and do some of my own work, but it's a great way to really give back and connect with the community here.
And then being a teacher, you get that first opportunity to see these bright young filmmakers that so many ideas. I remember when I was in class, like everyone had all these ideas and everything else like that. And you get to actually like implant the seeds of like, here's how to properly do this. Here's how to get the audio. Here's how to light. Here's how to do this. And it's cool. It's like, I mean,
Here's how to network.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
exactly.
Exactly. And I mean, that was the big thing about the film competition is, we brought them in. The students came to Wilmington University's campus. They got to work in one of our labs. They got to use our equipment. We made everything accessible to the student to make it as easy as we could to make a film, which we all know is extremely hard, right? So we provided mentors. We had alumni come back and provide mentorship at their meeting once a week. They were going over their scripts. They talk about story design and development, and then going through pre-production and production. It really was a great experience for, I think, everybody involved. And it really just embraces what Wilmington is about.
very cool. Yeah, when I first started Wilmington, we were like in like kind of the infancy stage of like a lot of like
Yeah,
the digital
sure.
filmmaking and TV production and everything. And it's grown so much. I mean, there's the game design that goes on there and such. I mean, going to college, some people there's two ways of thinking. Some people think going to college is a waste of time because it's racking up a bill. Obviously you'll be pro college, but I would love to hear like some stuff like for people like, because I mean, there's some people who go to colleges and then that actually connects them to businesses and stuff. Like what how's Wilmington University help with people with that?
No, so I think one of the things that we do is our entire, and probably was starting when you started at Wilmington, the entire video program and the graphic design and everything in the digital media space. It's all project based, right? Because if you're not creating, theory is not going to get you a job, essentially, right? So, I mean, we just got exciting news where we had a few students work on the Emmy award-winning film from 1414, like the editor, the
that's
sound
fun.
designer. So we have 3 students who just got their first Emmy that graduated a few years ago because
Congratulations.
yeah, because they were producing projects when they were in school. We have students that stream our live sports. They go down and they help athletics. They set up and they break down equipment. The first thing that we do when students actually start in our streaming crew is you wrap cables. Because guess what? The first thing you do on every set, you wrap cables. You learn how to wrap cables. So we try to mimic reality and what the workplace is like. And in college, what the good thing about it is you are like-minded people are in the same room, right? They all want to do the same thing. You guys are all working together. So really creating that production atmosphere is important for us.
And how to lean on people in your class
Exactly.
and everything, because you lean on people in the industry as you get further and further
Right.
along.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the other piece too, and Tim is spot on. The other piece, it doesn't always just have to be about a degree, right? I mean, sometimes whether you're out of high school or whether you're in another career and you want to change careers, sometimes an academic degree sounds insurmountable. So the ability to kind of chip away at things, there are different ways to get from point A to point B. You might want to just dabble maybe in non-credit types of areas or concentrated pieces of knowledge and content to improve your current situation in a job or just even personally and professionally. You might want to move that into a little bit more like a certificate You might want to move that into a little bit more like a degree. So I think the ability to flex depending on what you need, we're going to be able to meet you in that journey together and encourage a lot of that networking, that project base, not sitting in a classroom listening to lecture doesn't tend to be the way everybody wants to learn.
I like to say that I have the coolest classroom on campus because it's a TV studio.
Yeah.
And I have yet to
exact-
find anybody out there who can beat that argument.
All right.
I doubt it. I remember that studio. That studio was nice.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And agree with what you were saying because I went and got my degree in criminal justice business administration. It came in really, really handy with a lot of stuff I did for work. But then when I met Tato and he's in the photo video, I actually just recently went back to school at night class and just like, it's not for credits or anything, just to learn more about
Yeah,
photography and
see?
videography and all just
Exactly.
for my personal enjoyment and all. So
Right.
And I mean, with our digital media programs, like we have our animation, but we also have an animation certificate. So if you want to start out with just like a snackable 5-course certificate, you can. Same for video, same for graphic design.
Man, it's so educational. I mean, this is great. I guess what would be if somebody wants to maybe get a hold of you or even learn more about Wilmington University, where should they go to?
Yeah. So we have wilmu.edu. And then if you go under academics, you'll have the College of Business and Technology, and you'll find all of our media programs there. And then there's a Meet the Faculty page, has my contact information. Feel free to email me. Even if you just want to sit down and talk about how do I become a videographer in Delaware? Like I've seen a lot, I know a lot of people, and even if you start out with a certificate, that's fine.
now I got one more question. You
Yeah.
said that you guys were giving away a scholarship.
Yes.
Have they been notified yet or is that happening here?
Yeah. So we have a winner, and he will be screening his film tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, Saturday during the Kids Shorts lunchtime program.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, and that will be exciting. Then we'll do the awards during the Sunday awards brunch.
Nice.
Well, congratulations to the future winner and,
Yes.
and everything
We're
that's
so
exciting.
excited.
I know. It really is exciting.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And yeah, I guess anything you good to go?
Yeah, I am
Awesome.
good.
Cool.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
So much. Thank you.
Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Good,
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Check you guys later. Woo, man.
Doing the Ric Flair woo there.
Gotta get that. Woo! I am the nature boy. That was fun. You know, this was really cool. This is our first time ever doing an on-location podcast episode.
A little bit stressful at first.
Very stressful at first. Just making sure everything is set up right, you know, lighting, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, it was cool. We got the chance to really talk to some really great filmmakers. We talked to Max, who has his film where he clones himself 4 times, which I actually
I
wanna see
actually
that.
like that. I want to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that. I actually had an idea like that when, because he reminded me when I talked to one of my old coworkers. I said I would make a talk show called Talking with Tato, and like everyone is
Oh,
Tato.
brother. Yes. We hear enough of yourselves too.
The host and the co-host are me. The audience is me. We just have the only person who's not me is the guest, right?
No. Like on here on the podcast, you're gonna like clone yourself next
Right,
to each
right.
other. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man. And then we had Charlene Davis. She had her film Relative Control. And you know, it's actually a very hard thing to write courtroom scenes because of all the legal jargon and stuff that you have to actually understand and be able to facilitate and everything and such. And it's cool that she has 30 years of experience being a lawyer, and then she wrote the script about a little bit of her life and stuff. So I'm intrigued to check that out too. You know, obviously I don't know anything about law, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's right or wrong. But I would be able to be like, I trust her. Like,
Yeah, and it's cool too that she's already got it on so many different ways that you can watch it and all too. Because the biggest thing is getting it out there in front of people to be able to see it, to then spread the word and all. And being at film festivals like this and other things, like she's getting that film out there and all. So it sounds like it's already got a lot of good views on it, and I just hope it goes from there for.
yeah, a lot of great distribution. I mean, she's gotten it in front of like a lot of different people who love the film. And then we have Wilmington University here. We had Denise Wells and we had Tim Day. That was really great. That scholarship program, I'm really happy for the young gentleman. Now they didn't tell us who won. I guess they had to keep it hush hush because they don't want to spill the beans. But it was cool, for everyone who's had a chance to really listen or watch. I mean, that was great. I was actually part of the original first group of people at that university when they first started the film.
Way to date yourself.
I am dating myself.
I mean, I thought as soon as you said you graduated in what, like 09 from
09.
college, like he kind of dated himself.
2009. Yeah, Mr.
That's why
Methuselah.
he got the grade
Got
coming
the
in
grade,
there.
right? So, but it's cool to see it grow so much because when I was there, like, oh man, there were no scholarship opportunities at all because, like, I mean, no one really knew anything. Now I'm happy to see that people are getting into gaming programs, people are getting into TV studios. I mean, they have people who won Emmys. I mean,
That's exciting. That
yeah,
is very exciting and
it's
all.
super exciting. So growth, I mean, and networking, that's in networking too, is building relationships, and it takes growth. You made that one connection at first, didn't seem like it was going to be much, but then later on down the line, next thing you know, boom, you're winning an Emmy because you were working with your homies from college.
Yeah. And I mean, even like connecting you and Wazzy. So shout out Wazzy who's helping us film this today.
Mr. Waze, shots.
Because you guys met through a professor that knew you when you went to college and then knew him. He's like, y'all are like almost like so close and everything. You guys should meet each other and all. And then now you've been working for what, like 5 years together?
Yeah, like 4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
At least since COVID, I think, right?
So it's like just those connections. You never know where they're coming from.
You really don't. So, I mean, I hope everybody had a great time watching this episode. This was a lot of fun for us to get out of the studio. And the fun thing, too, is that you got to see Naomi the whole time while we had guests.
Yes, with guests on. This is my first time with guests on in front of the screen. So you are welcome, everybody.
You've been graced by Naomi. But anyway, thank you for joining us, everyone. This is 23 Journeys, a network for creatives. You can always find us at www.23journeyscreative.com. I am your host, Tato Datsun, with the lovely Naomi.
We'll see you next time, guys.
Peace.